Is it time for all in? That was brilliant. Right then, we are live. We got George in the chat first. Hi there, George. And also we had Peter, I think, in there. Yeah, we got Peter. Hi all. We'll be in for a little while. Then out again. No problem, Peter. I'm guessing there's not many people in the chat because I was a little bit late putting the, the scheduling the event today. I think I scheduled it at like 12 o'clock or something. I try to schedule it about 10:30, 11 o'clock, so then people know that it's going to be coming up at 1. But yeah, so anyway, I didn't do that today, so we'll probably get a few more people filtering in the chat in the next 5 minutes or so. We've already got RJ in there. Hi there. He says afternoon. Hi George, Peter says, and then Andy says good afternoon, ads. So yeah, so first off, I wanted to talk a little bit about the specials, of course, and I wanted to mention something because I put out a post, a community post, you know, a YouTube community post the other day, like saying, who do you recognise this Saint Nick figure or this you know, Santa Claus figure? Because I messaged a couple of people after you know, the search for Saint Nick went live. You know, well, probably about 12 hours after it went live, actually. A few people told me that they didn't realise that the Saint Nick, you know, the Saint Nick photo that you saw was actually a photoshopped photo of Nick Hill's face in the you know, the portrait of Saint Nick. It meant kind of saying like the saint of reselling or whatever. Anyway, so I was trying to do a little bit of a funny play. But then about 2 or 3 people said to me they didn't realise that. They thought it was just like Santa, right? And I was so distraught because I thought, bloody hell, that's the whole point of the, you know, that's the whole point of the thing. So I was a bit deflated by that because I was thinking, I knew, because when I was photoshopping it, I knew that maybe I should have, like, you know, made it a bit more obvious, but I'm not that good with Photoshop. I mean, I'm okay with Photoshop, but I'm not great with it. So I was trying with it so many times, and I couldn't really get the face any bigger because of how the beard was structured and stuff. Someone who's more, you know, better at Photoshop than me would be able to do that. But, yeah, so I was a bit annoyed at that. So if anyone in the chat could say whether they realised it was, you know, Nick Kills posing as, you know, Santa Claus, or whether you thought it was just Santa Claus as well. That'd be interesting to hear, because it did seem like, you know, 3 or 4 people didn't realise it. There was a few on the community posts that I did that did actually realise it and that got it, so I was happy about that. But, I mean, it doesn't really detract from the whole sort of narrative or the whole kind of plot anyway. It was very much a... it wasn't meant to be a comedy. Like, there was meant to be a couple of comedic elements in there, like I've mentioned, but it wasn't meant to be a comedy outright at all, or anything like that. It was more my own structured way of providing my own spiritual journey, let's say, into my reselling comedy shorts or my reselling spoof videos that I do, because I like to... what's going on in my life at the time, I like to project that in the reselling comedy shorts or in the songs or whatever it may be, because I feel like that's quite a nice sort of documentation point of where I'm at, you know, and I've said this before. I think I even said it last week or the week before. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear whether people, like, actually knew that was Nick Hills. It was clearly Nick Hills ad. Oh, good, right, so Darren got it. We got... Steve Green in the chat. Hi there, Steve. We've got... Who else is in there? We've got Peter in there. We've got Jason in there. Hi there, Jason. We've got Kirsten in there. And I think that's about it, yeah. So, oh no. Yeah, that's everyone. Okay. Oh, and Sean, sorry, I missed Sean out. So yeah, getting a hammering ads, nearly 4,000 sales in 7 days. Wow, 4,000 in 7 days. That is really, really good going. Yeah, well, you're doing really, really well there, Sean. Yeah, so that's everyone, I think. So I'm pretty happy that Darren said that. It was clear. I'm good. I'm glad, because it doesn't really, as I said, it doesn't really detract from the entire plot or anything. But I was like, you know, if people don't get it, that's... Because that was, apart from the bad song that was, you know, midway through, that was the only other slightly comedic bit in it. The rest of it was very much a spoof or a short film or whatever you really want to call it. But yeah, and I also, the only other, again, I always say this, I like to do my reflection on video after I've done my comedy short. So this is what I'm doing now. This is more for myself than anyone really, so you can ignore it if you want to. But the only other thing that I was a little bit annoyed at when I had rendered the video and I had uploaded it and all the rest of it was the scene at the start with me being in Thursday Talks. That really did go quite slow. It was about a 2 solid minute clip of me just rambling on Thursday Talks. Now, I suppose that is fitting in a way because that's kind of how I am like on Thursday Talks. But I think I could have done some jump cuts in that 2 minute clip at the start of the video, or maybe do some, just shorten it down a little bit, you know, so it because I felt the pacing was off. Like, at the start of the video, the pacing was off. Then, from about the 2 minute mark, after that clip of Thursday Talks, pacing was spot on. I was very, very happy with it. I was really impressed with how the pacing turned out. But, just that Thursday... So, there are my 2 issues. Maybe I could have extended the obviousness of that Nick Hill's Photoshop image, and also the pacing at the beginning. But... other than that, I'm pretty impressed with how I'm coming along with my editing skills and stuff, and how I'm doing it. I mean, I don't know whether you noticed, I did actually, when I was walking into the log cabin, that bit, I actually did a gradual saturation increase on my body. So if you watch it again, you'll notice when I enter the log cabin, I'm quite pale. And then at the end of that scene, after about 10, 20, 30 seconds, I'm a little bit more coloured because I've increased the saturation on a slow sort of increase up, which gives the illusion of me coming out of the cold, you know, sort of North Pole air into a warm environment and slowly getting, you know, the colour back. So that was very good. I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, there was a lot that I was happy with, but yeah, a couple of bits that... I just would like to, you know, I suppose I am a bit of a perfectionist, and it's only for me that you know, I would never, if someone says to me, it's terrible or whatever, I never try and take that on board too much. I always think to myself, well, what would have I liked to improve about it, and what I personally would have liked to improve from it, in terms of what I would like to see my progression feel like within editing, within YouTube, whatever. They're the things that me, myself, without any external influences of any other people, they're the few things that I was let down with it, or that I feel like I somewhat let myself down in the editing process with. But there again, I've identified them, and now I can move on and I can think, oh, next time I can do it this way and do it this way. So it's very, you know, it's always good to reflect on these things and think to yourself, right, I can do that this way and that this way and the rest of it. So anyway, I won't ramble about that anymore, but I did want to get my reflection in, because you know me, I like getting my reflection in. So yeah, anyway, Jane Callum are in the chat. Hi there, Jane Callum. You must be coming back in, what, like a month and a half or something now? I was just thinking then, I was thinking it was later than it was, but I suppose you're coming back, what, is it early Feb or late Jan or something? So that'll be really good to see your videos again, and obviously that charity shop video will be really cool. Question, 3 songs in, how many more do you have planned? Can we get a crypto song? No, I'm not doing a crypto. If I do a crypto song, I'll do it on my other channel. And I'll explain about my other channel in a bit. But yeah, I'm just going to do reselling ones, and then when I've got I'd say about 6 to 8 songs, and I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but if I've got like 6 to 8 songs, I'll do an album, and I'll get it done up or whatever. I don't think it would be fair due to the quality of the songs on the album and my like kind of okay sort of sound. I don't even want to call it sound engineering, but you know what I mean. My okay ability to use Audacity to change my voice a little bit better than it is, because trust me, before doing Audacity, like before the songs actually came into Audacity and came out of it, the songs were like way worse. So if you think they're bad now, you should see the original version before I've done it in Audacity. It's just, they're really, you know, they're really bad. So yeah, I mean, what was I going to say? So I would do it now, but I don't think it's fair for me to charge for the album or anything like that. If I were, I mean, in the future, what I would have plans to, as I said this last week or a few weeks ago, to get some sort of team involved, me just do the lyrics and the singing, get someone on board to change my voice in the correct way, because I know you don't have to be anything like a singer to sing. They can change your voice in all manner of ways you want. So I can be an amazing singer, and I will be an amazing singer. I just need the team behind me to make it look professional, you know? And yeah, so once I've got that in place, I may charge for my songs or my albums or whatever. The other route I could go down is producing lyrics for different people, but I don't like that. I really have a big, I suppose the word isn't a stigma, but a big attachment to my own lyrics, and I don't like anyone else singing my lyrics. Like, I don't mind it in terms of a parody or you know, or someone just singing them, that's fine. But I mean, I don't want someone else to professionally do a video, like, and they just say lyrics were done by Ads Robinson. I want to be singing my own lyrics, because there's a lot of passion that goes into producing lyrics, you know. Even if they aren't, you know, anything amazing, it's still a creative process that you feel a lot of love for, and you feel like you should be the one to voice those lyrics, to sing those lyrics. So yeah, but at some point, if I do that, I'll probably end up charging for the albums. But if I do an album, I'll probably just end up, like, somehow doing it on a download somewhere. I don't know. I might even be able to hook it up to, like, a, you know, like a WordPress. No, not a WordPress. Like a Weebly or a Shopify site, and then just hook the download link up to there and just charge nothing for it. And just do it that way, because to be able to get it on Amazon or the rest of it, it's a nightmare. I'm sure it is, but it's like getting self-published and stuff. I've heard nightmares about that and stuff. But no, if I were to do that, then I'd try and find a way to get it on a download, because obviously I don't want to be producing God knows how many CDs of it, you know, album CDs of it, but I'm sure there are a market for my weird niche singing, and I'm sure people would buy it for in an ironic way, let's say, or just for a bit of a laugh. I'm sure there is a market out there, and I think that a lot of people underestimate, actually getting back into some eBay talk now, a lot of people underestimate, like on eBay and on Amazon, what things will actually sell, and what markets there actually are for things. Like, there is some weird stuff that you can just... I'm not talking sexually weird or anything like that, but just generally weird. There is some really weird stuff, that there is actually quite a voracious, you know, quite a bold, quite a lot, maybe not large, but quite a, you know, quite a... oh, what's the word? Sort of, well, I suppose voracious is okay. I'll use voracious. So, I wanted to add to that, though. You know, I wanted to build the sentence up a little bit more. But, yeah, so there is quite a good market, a healthy market for even weird stuff. So, yeah, always be looking out for weird stuff, especially at auctions. Look for weird stuff at auctions. They do really well. So, I've sold some weird stuff. And then there was that story ages ago about that guy. I mean, this was... God, this must have been going back about 15 years or something, 10, 15 years, but there was that story of that guy who got, I mean, he's come out all the time, actually, but that story about a guy who sold, like, a used, what was it, a used tea towel or a half-eaten Brussels sprout. I think those were two stories, you know, two separate stories at a similar time, where he got, like, a ridiculous amount of money for this half-eaten Brussels sprout or this half-used tea towel or this tea towel in rags kind of thing. Anyway, I'll look in the chat. We've got David McGregor. Oh, I need to message you, David. Sorry, I forgot before Thursday Talks. Sorry, I'll message you that info that you wanted after Thursday Talks. We've got Sparrow's End in the chat. Hi there, Mel. We've got JB. Depends if your business setup is to the calendar year. It's not fixed. Oh, why? What's it? Q4 starts in Jan. Business works April to March. Boils my piss that everyone calls it this Q4 when it's actually Q4. Calls this Q4 when it's actually... oh right, actually Q3. I thought, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that from you before, actually, David. And it always makes me think that one. Because I'm like, well, yeah, is it... is maybe there just two Q4s? Like, there's a reselling Q4, there's a somewhat online, online reseller Q4, and then there's a, a traditional retail Q4. I don't know, it's weird, but good afternoon, ads and chat. Bit late, the post office was rammed. Oh, I hate it when the well, what I do is I drop off at the delivery office. So when I go down there, it's always on a Saturday. My God, you go down there on a Saturday because the hours are stupid, right? The hours are in the week like 8 AM till 2 PM, right? Now that means that all the office workers don't really collect any of the parcels that they've missed from the sorting office in the week because they can't. The hours are terrible for them. So they all go down on a Saturday morning, don't they? And if I've got any residual parcels that I end up wanting to get out on a Saturday for whatever reason, I've not packed them up on the, I've not packed a few up on a Friday or whatever, and I feel like I want to get them out Saturday morning, then I go down there. And there's a bloody, I mean, it was almost out the door the other day. I was like, oh God, a big, massive queue. And I'm like, oh, why do I do this? Why don't I just, you stand waiting in the queue? Because the only ever, well, actually, this is a bit of a little bit of a mistruth, but usually there is only one person serving. So if you've got 10 people and they have to go back with their little red card, the little red Royal Mail card you get for a missed parcel, they have to go back to the warehouse, and this warehouse is really, really long, and they're going up and down, and sometimes they're in there for 10 minutes just serving one person because they can't find the parcel. So they normally have one person, but this weekend they didn't. They actually had 2 people, and it did speed it up a lot. But yeah, I mean, if you've got 10 people queuing up, and some of them are taking 5 or 10 minutes just to get, find the parcel, you could be waiting there a long time. I think one day I was waiting there for about half an hour, 40 minutes, just sat. Well, I actually commandeered a seat on that particular occasion. That's why I was saying that I just sat there. But normally I'd have to stand up, but I actually commandeered this little seat, and I was like, yes, And sometimes, and that's always the beauty when you, not for me at the moment, but when you get older, you have that excuse as if there's a little seat there, you go, oh, my legs are older than yours. So, that's one of the pleasures of getting older, and I really can't wait to use that little line, wherever it may be, on public transport, on, in these, husband chair, that's another good one, in department stores. I'm going to use that one on the husband chairs when I'm older, but, I mean, at what point do you actually start using that, saying, is 45 too early? I think probably maybe 45 is a little bit too early. 55, is that about right, maybe, 55 and up? And you can start using that saying, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? But I'll probably start at about 45. I'll probably start saying that about 45 and just see the response I get. And then, as I get older and older, there's more and more people younger than me then, so I'm allowed to do it more because the chances are the person's going to be younger than me. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's something I can't wait to do as well, the whole husband chair thing. Does anyone else call them husband chairs? The only reason I call them husband chairs in department stores is because of that Simpsons episode where Homer's looking around the department store because Margie's doing a load of shopping, and he's looking around and he's like, oh, where's the husband chair? Where's the husband chair? So I always say husband chair now. But it is quite a good name for it because it's mainly the husbands of wives doing the shopping. They end up sitting there, so it's quite cool. And they're normally leather chairs. Sometimes the leather chairs. Sometimes you'll get sometimes they're them horrible little puff things, aren't they? Maybe it's in a shoe section or whatever. But even outside the shoe sections, I have seen them in some department stores where they're just a little, like a little puff or a little... What do you call? I suppose puff is the right word, but I think there's another word for them. And then you have to sit down like that on the little puff, and you're like, I need a backrest, I mean, I'm not old or anything, but I do get back pain and stuff, so I do want a backrest, But anyway, question: is it too early, or do you think that? Oh no, no! Way! You nearly got me then, Sib K, but I didn't fall for it today. Way, I'm on it. Right, can't wait for the album ads. Thank you very much, Steve. Where are we? It's happening. What's happening? Oh God, let me go. Oh, Z's in. By the way, thanks for the gift ads. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I nearly said thank you very much for your thanks there, but I suppose that's okay. No, that's no trouble, Z. I think everyone's got the gifts now, so I'm very happy that they all arrived safely. I don't think there's anyone, like, I don't know, I think I've heard from everyone. I think I've heard from everyone and they've said I've got my gifts, so I'm quite happy with that. I just get stressy because I think, oh, what, you know, this time of year, something's going to go lost in the post, because, you know, don't you get that every now and then, like, this time of year? I've had it for the last 3 years, like, you'll get customers contacting you, you know, it mainly, maybe only 1 or 2 customers, but, you know, they say, oh, it's been lost in my post, and I'm like, oh, God, you know, and it makes you think, why not just send everything tracked these days, you know? I know that there is, I think it was Gary in the chat who illuminated me to this, but I think there is tracking, even on standard Royal Mail, but it's something to do with that little QR code or something, isn't it? But I've never actually, like, looked into that, really. I've never actually looked into that tracking of that. I don't know whether it is, you know, proper tracking, or whether it's just kind of little, like, it tells you when it's got there, but it won't tell you its full journey, you know, the parcel's full journey, like it would on Hermes, or like it would on, you know, full tracking. But yeah, so, well, it's the 4th quarter for the year, not tax year, so go boil your, oh, honestly, terrible. I'm well aware, what is this chat about, what's going to be Q4 and what's Q3? Does it really matter? I'm just thinking, what's the why does it matter? Why get annoyed about it? It's like, they're literally only words. Like, right now, what I'm saying, like, George is a prime example of someone who gets me in the chat, right? George Ross, don't know whether he's in here now, but he was in at the start. He said a great quote on Thursday Talks, which I do need to use more often, but he said, I just say words, and I think he was quoting me saying that out of an episode, or maybe he was just made that quote up for me. I don't know, but yeah, that's all I say. I just say words. I don't expect people to interpret them necessarily. Or you can interpret them in different ways, you know. I just say words on this show, and it's funny how, you know, some people, like David there, is getting really annoyed at using a word in an incorrect way, but it's just words. Don't worry about it. You could use the word experience while you're looking at a cat or something. It doesn't matter, you know. It's just a word. We don't actually need to mean anything. Like, I always think that actions speak more. Well, I'm quoting someone there, aren't I? But, you know, like, I just feel actions speak a lot more volumes in terms of words. Like, they just seem to, with an action, you feel like you're more directed. You know, when you see someone doing an action, whatever that activity or action is, it feels more directed because you can actually see it, you know what they're doing, you can experience it. Instead of, like, words can be attributed to anything, and we make up words ourselves as humans, so it doesn't really, they don't actually mean anything. You know, a dream could be a cup of tea. You know, it's only because we've chose the word, the letters D-R-E-A-M to signal something that goes on while we're asleep instead of a cup of tea. But that's crap. That's absolute crap. This could be called a dream. This cup of tea is a dream, right? I mean, for God's sake, it's barbaric. Does no one see it? You know, it's like, am I the only one who sees this? You know, but anyway, I don't know. I might be incredibly weird, or incredibly intelligent, or maybe a little bit of both, or maybe neither. I don't know, but does not anyone get that, you know? Anyway, I sometimes give up saying words because it all just becomes apparent without saying any words, you know? Anyway, we'll have a look down the chat now. Let's see what we've got. I've got no tolerance for post office. Well, you know what? I have, I prefer dumping my post into post boxes. You know what? I do the click and drop. Not click, yeah, is it click and drop? Yeah, click and drop. I get, you know what I get? Drop and go and click and drop. I get them mixed up, but either or, it doesn't really matter. They're similar, aren't they? They're similar. So, you know, I do click and drop, and to be honest, it does say on the side of the door at this delivery office, drop your post here, click and drop your post here. And I don't know whether it actually means like exactly under that poster. I don't think it does. I think it actually means hand it to the person. But I have contemplated, hang on, I could probably just leave my post there under that poster and someone will get it, you know, it'll get there, won't it? But, you know, I think, hang on a minute, I don't like that, so something's going to go wrong. So I always queue up anyway just to make sure, but yeah, I probably could do that and it probably would get there, but I don't normally have to queue up or anything. It's normally just like a zoom in. But as I say, it's on a Saturday, it gets you. But yeah, post boxes are cool. I want to do a lot more large letter stuff so I can use post boxes. And I don't even need to go to a post office. And like packaging would be a dream with large letter stuff. I know you do a lot of that, Z, anyway. So it must be really good for you. You know, like doing like the Doctor Who figures, a lot of them go large letter. You know, a lot of the single figures, just whack them in a jiffy. What I do is I actually, with most of them, not all of them, it depends if I have a bag to hand, but I have a little, one of those clear bags. You know those clear bags that you fold at the top and you have a little strip on them and you just, you know, sort of fold them up? I have one of them, it's just a little clear bag, and then you put your Doctor Who figure in it and zip it up, and then I put them in the jiffy. I just feel like that makes it a bit more, you know, better presentation-wise. As I say, I don't do it all the time. You know, sometimes I'll just put the figure in the jiffy, you know, if I've not got any of them bags to hand or whatever, or for whatever reason I've not got any, you know, I've just not got any. But, yeah, I try and do that where I can because I just think it looks more professional. So, a lot of the Doctor Who figures just go in jiffy, so I'm like, I really want to get more of them. And, oh my god, with the listing templates, they are incredibly fast to list. Like, my god, I mean, I can get through like 10 in... Honestly, I could probably get through 10 in like 20 minutes. And I know some people will think I'm like totally, you know, messing with you or something there. I know the experienced resellers watching this, who are probably the vast majority of the people in the chat, they will know I could do 10 listings in 20 minutes in terms of using the listing templates. But I bet you there's some new resellers watching this who are like, no way did you do 10 listings in 20 minutes. But I could do that, and I'm pretty sure I even have done it around that sort of level. So yeah, they're so good because you're like, right, I'll do, you know, I want to do 10 listings today, I want to do 15 listings today. Oh, don't worry, you know, it's only 45 minutes work, half an hour work, you know. So then I think to myself, brilliant, you know, I don't need to do any work, it's great, you know. And I can snipe them, you know, and I can get them from the charity shops, and I can get them from car boots and wherever. I could get them from collections and stuff. So there's loads of different places I can get them from. There's an abundance of you know, different locations. I mean, I've not even explored Facebook and stuff as well. So, yeah, it's something I want to do more of. But at the same time, I can see myself getting bored of it because you get a lot of the same figures in. So although I do love Doctor Who, going through the same figures for month after month after month definitely will get boring. Like, even for me, just even with my love of Doctor Who, you know, just seeing the same figures is just boring. It just gets boring for anyone, no matter what love of any show you have or any figure line you have. It'll just get boring after a while. It's just how it goes, you know. Yeah, that's from the In-Betweeners, isn't it? Why? What's I think it's from the In-Betweeners. By the way, I much prefer this background ad. The regular one is a bit too psychedelic for me. Yeah, I know a few people have... Oh, no, I think you're actually the 4th person to comment on this background. So, yeah, we can have this. I mean, that's why I put it on today. A few people liked it. So, yeah, we can have it. I think it's a bit more plain. It's just nice, isn't it, this one? It's just... You know, I might have the other one on every now and then, you know, it's a nice one to put on every now and then, but the thumbnail the thumbnail is just the background anyway, so I'll just put the thumbnail on as the background kind of thing, you know what I mean? So people can still see the background in the thumbnail. But yeah, I like it, it's nice, it's a nice little wooden, I mean, I can't touch it obviously. Well, I can, but I'm just touching the green screen. It's quite cool because I never knew I'd be able to do this. Like, oh, that's really weird. I've never actually touched the green screen while I'm using it. That's really weird. That's like, what? But it's green. What? Oh, that's weird. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just getting excitable now. So anyway, sellers in post office leave big silver bags next to door with paper, then leave. Save them time queuing. I'm thinking of getting a Royal Mail account online as you get a discount. I don't know about the online business account with Royal Mail. That's probably what you're talking about. But yeah, you do get a discount. I think it's pretty good. I think you get... Well, I don't know. But I'm guessing, from what I've kind of heard a few people say, I think it's quite a good... I think it's like 30 pence off off like, you know, a small parcel or whatever. I think it does depend on the volume you're doing as well, but I'm pretty sure it is like a pretty decent discount. Like the click and drop, you get a 5p discount on every small parcel, you know, second class small parcel, so it's not brilliant, you know, it's a little bit. It's the same discount as the shuttle, I think the shuttle on eBay, so yeah, you know, it's okay, but it's not, you know, it's not like out of this world discount. It's not brilliant, you know. It's all right, but I think the OBA is pretty good. Anyway, I'll just go up the chat a bit more because I think we've got Lex in the chat. Hi there, Lex. And again, I will thank you for my present. Oh, I had a go of that gun thing last night as well. That is really accurate. Like I was shooting them on the top there, the little ducks. Have I got it to hand? I've got it to hand round here. One sec. There we go. Got it to hand here. So this is what Lex got me, because it's a shoot 'em down with the sitting ducks. You know, because my first song was Sitting Ducks. So it's got this gun in here with the elastic bands, and I was like, I'm a bit skeptical of this, to be honest. I don't think it'll be that brilliant, you know, like aiming. I just didn't think it would have much power. But you know, it's really good. Like you're just shooting, it's like proper powerful. It just gets them, you know. So yeah, I was having a bit of fun last night with that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Lex, as well. I didn't know whether you wanted me to open it on camera as well. I was going to message you, but then I just thought, oh, you know what, bugger it, I'll just open it. You know, I can't be bothered. I won't be bothered doing it on camera or anything. So anyway, where are we up the chat? Let's see now. What is he doing there? He's just doing words. Words to need to have some relevance to it. Oh, that's brilliant. Words to need to have some relevance, to be fair. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Alright, alright. Off to bed as we're 8 hours ahead. Wow, what's that? At 4:30 AM? What? And up to 4:30 AM. Oh, up at 4:30 AM. Wow, so that's what, like 10:20 or something now? Wow, that's crazy. My favourite word, flange. Oh god, no, that's cringy, that is. And it even sounds like cringe, doesn't it? I enjoy the word... Oh, no, I can't even say that. I'm not even going to say it. If words mean nothing, then say the words... No, I'm not saying that, you're... Oh, they're just trying to dig down into my philosophy and make me say... They're going to turn my philosophy against me. That's what they're going to do. Oh, Z loves your wood ads. Oh my god. Bloody hell. Right. What's she gonna give you for weak at the knees? Brilliant, yeah. Oh yeah. That is definitely my favourite though. Like I've considered, like when I was when I want to watch one of my songs, which is quite frequently, I like watching them. Sounds very bad, that, doesn't it? But I do. I love watching them, and that's the one I gravitate towards the most. I do love it. I think that's my favourite song out of all of them I've done, or all of them, or the next one to come out as well, the Tapmas song on the 15th. That's like the one, the Weak at the Knees one, I really love the most. You know, I just feel like what I did in that song was so representative of what I wanted it to be like, you know, and you know, when you do something like that, when you create something, like you have a vision in your mind, and it doesn't matter if this applies to business, you know, it applies to your business, it applies to you know, creative projects, it applies to whatever you want it to apply to, really. But you have that vision in your mind, don't you? And once you've built that idea, that business, that creative piece of content, or that, you know, a film or whatever it may be, and you can do it to how you envisioned it. There's something very, very satisfactory about that, and it does really make you think, I'm really happy with that. You know, I'm not you know, there's nothing on that I wasn't too unhappy with. You know, and it's nice when that happens, because it doesn't always happen. Like, it really doesn't always happen like that. Oh, we've got Power Reselling in the chat. Hi there, Corey. Not going to be here for too long, don't worry about it. However long you want to say, that's fair enough. David, have you downloaded the free song yet? The free songs yet? Can you? Oh yeah, you can download. You can just download them on YouTube Converter, can't you? I'm here saying I need a download link. I don't even need a download link. Just go on YouTube Converter. Although you probably want the online video converter, not the old one. The old one was, oh, what was the old one? The YouTubeconverter.org or something. YouTubeMP3.org or something it was. But go on online video converter because you get more options with that, and I like that one. The ads can sometimes be a bit annoying, but yeah, actually, it's on. Is YouTubeMP3.org? Yeah, is YouTubeMP3.org still up? Because I mean, God, we're going back years now. We're going back years, like when I was downloading music off that. Jesus, that's like, I mean, I started downloading music off that like when I was like 13, 14. So, yeah, I don't even know whether that's still up, that site now. I'm guessing it is, but bit of nostalgia right there, isn't it, you know? What was the other one as well? Pirate Bay and uTorrent and your Wi-Fi. I think your Wi-Fi is still up, but God, it's nostalgia, isn't it? It's nostalgia, but yeah. You can do that if you want. Just use the online video converter to download them if you actually would like to. I mean, I don't know why you would like to, but right. Tip: put SS before YouTube in the URL, and it downloads a video. Oh, that's cool. On YouTube, MP3, that's cool. Because on online video converter, you can just like select the file to download the video. But I didn't know on YouTube MP3 you could do that. That's pretty cool. Do you play the songs in the car ads? I can't say no to that, but it's not in the way you think. I don't just sit there with my mum in the car like, oh yeah, should we listen to my song? Because my songs are so amazing. I don't do that. All I did was I had to, right, I burnt the songs to the CDs, to do the CDs, right? And I had to listen to them in the car because that's the only, I think that's the only way we've got to listen to them. My PC, God knows why, because it's a very, well, it's not a very expensive PC, but it's a fairly expensive PC. It's like 600 quid. You know, I've got a full tower, I've got a monitor, everything, and it does not have a bloody CD drive. I didn't think about that when I was ordering it or anything. It just completely skipped my mind. But it doesn't have one. Now, I would have thought with it isn't a custom setup, it isn't a custom build or anything. But you know, I would have thought that package that it came in, it would have had a CD drive in or whatever, but it doesn't. Now, I did listen to them on the computer, and I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to double check that they were burnt to the CD correctly. So I did go into the car about 7 o'clock in the morning, actually, because that's when I was burning some of the discs to the, you know, some of the songs to the discs. And I went in the car about 7 in the morning, and I did have a cheeky listen because I needed to double check they were okay. But no, I do not go round, you know, driving round or anything with my, you know, CD, with the disc in the car like that. I don't do it. I don't do that. I don't see the point really. You know, I can just listen to them on my own, you know, or I don't really need to listen to them in the car. And also, I like good music from the car. I don't like, I like, oh, that was, did I just insult my own music then? Like, off the cuff? I didn't even mean to say that. I've just literally, like, slapped myself in the face right there. I was like, I only listen to the good music in the car. But I didn't even mean that to be an insult, but it kind of was like a, whoa, that is an insult to your own music there. But, no, what I mean is I only listen to a certain type of genre in the car because I like listening to a certain type of genre. I like classic, I like, generally like classic 80s or trap. They're like my two... that's such a varied amount of music right there. Classic music, 80s music, trap music. It's like, whoa, but no, I like, you know, a bit of the whole Wiz Khalifa and Fetty Wap and God knows how many others. I've talked to you about this before. Oh, what's that other guy I really like? Oh, Rick Ross. I like Rick Ross. And, oh, what's the other guy I really, really like? Oh, it'll come to me. Come on. You know the song. I mean, you know the thing. Waka Flocka. That's it. I knew it'd come to me. Waka Flocka. I like him. And then obviously I like my 80s music, and I like that. So what I do is I'll either put BBC Radio 2 on because it's nice, you know, BBC Radio 2 is good. Sometimes I'll flick on to Capital or Radio 1 if I'm really in the mood for some new music, but you know, Radio 2, BBC Radio 2, you get a nice mix with Radio 2. I won't hear a bad word said about it. It's a good radio station. And yeah, it's nice, Radio 2. But if I want my trap music on, then I'll you know, we've got a Bluetooth system in the car, so I can just hook my phone, you know, like, you know, Bluetooth my phone up to it, connect it up, and then I can put my SoundCloud on, because I do SoundCloud for a lot of my not a lot of the newer music, you know, the trap music and stuff, because I like SoundCloud, because there's a lot of you get notifications on your phone as well when like a new track that you might be interested in comes along, you know. So I like SoundCloud because it does encapsulate a lot of the music that I like, a lot of the up and coming artists, a lot of, you know, things like that, and you can get some niche stuff on there and stuff. And I always like hunting for niche music. Whether that's old niche music or new artists who are niche, I like that, you know. What's that? Looks like something dropped or something down there. Then I don't know. My PC was only 260. It's a whoa! Oh, for God's sake, you got a great deal. Mine. Guess what mine is? Because I didn't check the bloody specs well enough, did I? When I bought it, mine's a bloody Pentium processor. And I'm really annoyed because, I mean, it's fine, don't get me wrong, you know, it's fine, but, you know, I mean, Pentium, I wanted like an i5 or something, you know, and there's Jason, i7 for bloody 260 quid, my God, that is a good bargain, that is. With 2 monitors, and it has a DVD drive. You have everything I want. I want 2 monitors. I want a DVD drive. I want an i7. Oh my God, that's so good. I need to get one. I need to get like an upgrade. I mean, I could sell this one for a good amount of money, you know. It probably, I mean, I only got it in January or February, so I mean, if I wanted to sell it, it'd still be good money, you know. Even used, I reckon like 300 quid, 400 quid, something like that. So, you know, I could sell it and get another one and just add, you know, 200 or 300 quid to it, and you know, I could get a really good computer for 600 quid. Not that this one is bad. I mean, it's got a graphics card and everything. It's got a NVIDIA graphics card, and it's got other bits and bobs in there that I don't really understand. So, you know, it's decent spec, but it's just a Pentium lets it down, and the disk drive lets it down, and there's a corrupt memory stick on it. You know, one of the what do you call it? One of the memory ports, that's it. You know, your little memory ports for putting your USB in. One of them's been corrupted, so I need to get that fixed at some point. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, that's how it always goes. I always make a mistake first. When I buy something first off, I always make a mistake, because this is my first time ever buying off Dino PC. It was my first time ever getting a Tower PC or anything like that. So I really wasn't sure on what I was doing, wasn't sure on specs or anything. So, you know, I always get it wrong first time, and then the next time comes along, I'll be able to think, right, I actually have this shopping list of stuff, right, I want this, I want that, I want this and that. I'm going to sell this computer, you know, with a bit of extra money I get myself, you know, I can get, you know, these different things. Maybe not everything off the shopping list, but, you know, most things. Right then, ads quote, expensive PC, 600. All right, okay. It's not that expensive, but it's expensive to some people. Come on. My God, some people have like 200 quid little all-in-one jobs, or little, you know, 200 quid laptop or something. So, you know, it's pretty expensive. Hitman UK is in the chat. Hi there. Me and the wife have thrown away Boys to Men CD, Boys to Men, and listened to ads in the bed. No, you don't. Don't mess with me. That might be really funny if you did, though. But you should make a SoundCloud ad. Nah. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Do you play songs in the car? Yeah, I'm waiting for the 12 songs first, then boom. Oh, brilliant. Christmas #1 album next year, ads. Oh, Lil and Alf, hi there. Yeah, I mean, it depends, because they take a lot of effort to do. And as much as I'd like to do another 8 songs a minute, well, yeah, 8, I've got 4 currently. as much as I'd like to do 8 songs in the next 12 months, I don't know how realistic that's going to be with doing reselling stuff, because it was actually oh yeah, I've not even discussed the topic yet, so we'll get onto the topic as well. But as much as I'd like to do that, it does take a lot of work, and I do really want to hit my reselling hard next year. And I would like to fit in those comedy shorts that I've already scripted but neglected to do because I was messing around for a few months not doing them and stuff. And then, you know, I end up doing the Christmas comedy short. Well, not comedy shorts, but Christmas songs and stuff. So I've got so much that I want to do, and it's just, do I really focus on my reselling, or do I take some time out throughout the year and do these different ideas? And I will take a bit of time out, but doing 8 songs, doing 4 comedy shorts, or no, sorry, 6 comedy shorts. I mean, I've got, which that's going to take a week. I mean, like a week or 2 weeks to film, edit, all the rest of it, of them comedy shorts. And it might not sound like a lot of time, but I'm talking that's like 10-hour days. Like I'm talking 10-hour days for like 2 weeks of just doing the 4 or 6 comedy shorts. And then I've got to do 8 songs, and each song averages about 2 days. You know, about maybe 12 to 14 hours a song. It depends on how hard they are to do, what the lyrics are like and stuff, and how hard it is to get a backing track and the rest of it. And how much work I need to do on my voice to get it right, and then if something goes wrong with that. But yeah, I'd love to, but I just don't know whether I could do that. You know, I'd love to not have the. I wish. I mean, this is what everyone wishes again, and it's what I've wished for so long, where I could have a passive income stream that allows me not to work as hard on my eBay, so that then I could fit the time in to do so much more of these creative projects. But you know, until 2020 or so, that's not happening for me. So, and that's not that long off anyway, you know, it's like a year, 2 years off. So, until like 2020, 2021, it's not going to be there for me. I'm not going to have a consistent passive income, because that's what I've been doing for the last 18 months or so. I've been trying to build and get these things in place to build myself a passive income, so then I don't have to work as hard on my eBay, so I can spend time doing other things that I love as well. I mean, I love eBay, but I want to do... I have a lot of love for these creative projects that centre around eBay anyway, because it's reselling comedy and stuff. But yeah, I'd love to. Anyway, with that being said, I will actually get onto the topic before we close up, because I know we're getting to an hour already. It goes so quick. So the topic is it time for All In? Now, Ryan made a good do-it-yourself lifestyle in the chat. Ryan made a good comment on my on one of my posts on Insta. Do you mind me reading this comment out, Ryan? I'm sure you probably don't, because it's public on Instagram anyway. But is it all right for me to just read this comment out that you put on my sales update last night? If it is, just let me know in the chat, and then I'll read it out. I don't even know. Is he still in? Yeah, Ryan's still in, isn't he? Lol, boyo. Ads, is it time for All In? Yes, I am getting onto the topic, Andy. Don't worry, I am. I'll just wait for Ryan. If he doesn't put anything in there, then I'm going to assume that he's okay with me reading it out. Ads, after reselling, what do you do for the other 23 hours a day? What do you mean? Bloody hell, I don't spend an hour on it. Yesterday, I was like, oh God, how many hours did I work yesterday? A lot of hours, I don't even know. I don't tot it up. I don't tot this up. Like, literally, I know some people wouldn't say this is work, right? But doing the crypto and doing the YouTube and doing the other things that I do aside from reselling, I consider that work, right? The definition of a job, I would imagine, is something in this realm, and someone can correct me, something that you do that makes you an income, and that provides a service or a product or whatever it may be to someone else, right? Or is you're in a wider organisation that then will provide that product or that service. It'll be something like that anyway. Or maybe a basic definition is something you do that then gives you I know what it is. It's like a skill or a set of skills that you do in a certain activity or in a certain way that you trade for money. That's probably more like it. But essentially, you know, me doing the crypto, me doing the YouTube, that is a certain set of skills that I am then trading for money. So I would say that's a job, right? And between all that, it never stops. Like, I mean, literally, it never stops. Like, from when I wake up to when I go to bed, I don't do working hours, because if I went to, it was funny, I went to open my business bank account, right, like a year or so, or like a year and 18 months ago. No, when was it? It was like about 18 months ago, something like that. And because I didn't have a business bank account for a while, for like 12, 16 months of being reselling. But I went to open up my business bank account, and she said to me, "How many working hours do you do a week?" And I was like, and my mum was in the appointment with me, actually, and I turned to her and I said, like, "What would you say, like 70, 80?" And then the woman just looking at me like, what, like 70, 80 or whatever. And then I think we settled on just like putting like 50 hours down or something. But it does make you laugh, doesn't it? Because like people, maybe people who don't have do self-employed, they don't understand the constant flow of it. Like, it's not like a 9 to 5 in the sense of you get up, you think, right, 9 o'clock I'm going into work, I'm starting, 5 o'clock coming home, I'm finishing. It's more like this big flow. It's like, I mean, it's like what everyone describes, it's a lifestyle. But you're just like, right, I've got all these jobs done today, right, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I'll go to bed now. You get up, whatever time you get up. Some people who are self-employed get up at like 12 p.m. in the morning or whatever, or early afternoon. But then they work later on at night, you know. So it doesn't really matter which way you do it. But, you know, whatever time you get up. And then you, you know, you're on with it again. You're straight on, you know. And it doesn't matter whether you're an eBay reseller, whether you're someone trading stocks, whether you're, you know, a plumber, or, you know, whatever else, a self-employed electrician, or what, you know, plumber seems to be one of the things I reference most on this chat, isn't it? Whenever I go to talking about jobs, I always reference plumber. I don't know what that is, but, you know, no matter what it is, if you're self-employed, it's constant, because if, you know, it's constant in different ways. You know, if you're someone who has clients and you see face to face, then obviously it's more constant in the fact that you're messaging them back and two. And if a client contacts you at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, then, you know, it's kind of your job just to get back quickly. And although they would probably be fine with you messaging them Monday morning, you in your brain are like, no, you know what, I better just message them just to keep that relationship going. And fair enough, that's good business. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of overworked business, but in another sense, it's good business. But with that being said, you know, if you have that level, it's kind of just this. It's just this long flow of work, and no matter what you do, you just kind of hop from different thing to different thing. You know, like I've stumbled from reselling into a bit of investing, into a bit of this and a bit of that, and I will continually stumble into different things. That's how I want my life to be. It's how I've set my life up to be. I don't want to do one thing. I know that now. I'm accepting of the fact that I don't have a mind that can cope with just doing one thing. When I was younger, I would have loved a job for life. I would have loved to just think, right, I want to do one job all my life. But now I understand that actually what I want is I want the security of having a job for life on the base level, which is being self-employed, because no matter what I do as a self-employed person, I'm still going to be classed as self-employed. So self-employed is the bottom line job for life, right? And then building up from that, building the foundations, I can think, right, in my self-employed life, I've gone from eBay reselling to investing to, you know, maybe a little bit in the showbiz industry or something like that, to this, to this, to this. And then at the end of your life, you think, well, I've kind of had one job for life, but, you know, within that self-employed sort of realm, I've actually had loads of different jobs, you know, I've done loads of different things, and maybe some things carry on throughout your entire life. Like I always say, I'd love to do reselling for my entire life. That's not changed, but the level to which I do it to may severely change in 10, 20 years. It might go down to 1 day a week, maybe half a day a week. It might go down to, like, you know, just 50 listings on eBay, 100 listings on eBay, to make way for the other things that I've put in place. Because, as I say, I've stumbled into these other opportunities just by talking to people, by doing what I do, by just living life, you know. And then you stumble into them and you take these opportunities and it leads you down with different paths and stuff, and then it creates this life for yourself that at the end of it you can be proud of what you've achieved, because not only have you had essentially this job for life, but you've had this job for life that has extended over so many different genres and so many different things, and I personally feel that reflects my personality in the perfect way. I don't think there is anything else that my personality would match to in that same way. I just feel like it's like a wavelength that I'm kind of on. But yeah, anyway, I'll check in the chat. So my i7 was 300 a few years ago, and it's still a monster. More to PC than just processor, hard drive, RAM, etc. are all important. I run 32GB RAM because life too short to run lower. Lol, that's brilliant. I don't think we've got much more in the chat. Slap your own music. Yeah. And today. Yeah, I think I've read it all in the chat. That's pretty cool. So if anyone has any other questions, then whack it in the chat. If not, Ryan Senior is in the chat. Hi there, Ryan. So yeah, we kind of just drawing to a close at the moment. So if you have any more questions in the chat, I will answer them. But if not, I'll be going in the next few minutes. I think we're coming up to an hour. I think we're just about an hour. So if you have any final questions in the chat, whack them in there. I will answer them and then I will be off. So anyway, thank you for joining me today as well, guys. So just read up here. Add after reselling. I've already done that. I've already answered that. Been properly reselling for nearly 4 years, still do not have a business bank account. Yeah, a lot of people don't. I got it. Mine's a business bank account for savings. It's just for tax and stuff. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I mean, I've looked into this a lot, but I mean, I'm not one to give advice, but as far as I'm aware from what many people have said and for what many different pieces of information I've read, you do not need a business bank account. I think what happens is that the banks make you think that you need one, and then obviously with a lot of business bank accounts they charge and stuff like that, and then they kind of make you trick you into thinking you need one, and then they get all this money off you for the account. I don't know how much a lot of these accounts are, but they do charge you some fees and stuff. So yeah, you don't, as far as I'm aware, you don't need one. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it, really? But, right. Well, I don't think there's anything. I'm just going to go up the chat a little bit more, just in case I missed anything. Because you know what I always do? I always end Thursday Talks, and I look up the chat, and I think, damn, I missed that question. So I'll just go up, just to check. Not sure the movies. Never seen it, George. Oh, you've never seen In-Betweeners? Wow. How can you have a damp squid? Would it not be wet? What? Oh, God, that is a really brain melter, that one. Yeah. Don't think I've missed anything, really. So that's good. Normally I do miss something. Well, ads, your latest Christmas song. What was going on there? Which one do you mean? Do you mean the Week at the Knees one, or my the bad song? You mean? That was taken out of context. Now, the reason I uploaded that separately as an individual song was because I wanted that up as an individual song as well as in the Christmas special with which was Search for Saint Nick. So that song, if you watched it last night on just that one video, that's actually taken out of context. So you'll need to watch the Christmas special and then you might kind of understand it. But to be honest, that Christmas special was weird even for me. Like, I don't expect a lot of people to actually understand what was going on there. It kind of had some hidden meanings. It kind of had some, sort of hidden in plain sight meanings to it. But it was kind of just a very out there weird project that I wanted to do. So yeah, but it was taken out of context, that song. So if you haven't already, watch the Search for Saint Nick one, because if you watch the Search for Saint Nick one, it might make a little bit more sense of the positioning of the song and why it's kind of why it was in there and stuff and the rest of it. Andy Resellers in the chat, hi there, question, you still doing merch? I am still doing merch. I get a trickle of sales. I don't, like, I've not put any on there. I've just left the ones I've got on. I got like 2 or 3 sales last month, so I didn't make a lot. I think like I get about $4 per shirt or something, you know, like, you know, the royalties on there, it's like $4 per shirt. So I get a little bit of money for it, but I've not explored it anymore. I've put my own t-shirts on there, which I still need to do the not only the giveaway, but I still need to actually put my little advert on for them as well on my videos, but that'll have to wait a little bit more because I've got other things going on as well. So yeah, I've not been doing it as such, but I've just been letting it run in the background with the shirts I've had on. And as I say, from the 100 I put on back in, God, that must have been like March time, February time. From 100 I put on, I think I've done about $80–90 over the past like 10 months or so, which is nothing, you know, which is absolutely nothing, but at the same time, you know, it's something, you know, it's like, I just say, oh my God, that's so funny. I was just like, yeah, but yeah, $80–90, that's nothing, and then I was like, oh yeah, but it's something, but you know what I mean, you know, it isn't nothing, but in comparison to my reselling or whatever, it's like, yeah, but that's, you know, it's not a lot, but, yeah, it was something at least. I got something, but I think it's certain things aren't for you, certain things are for you, certain things you have more passion for, and I really do feel it comes down to passion and not necessarily skills. Like, you can build the skills if you're enough, you know, if you're passionate enough about something. And because I wasn't passionate enough about merch, started off being very, very passionate about it, and I was all for it, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. But then my passion dwindled over time, like it does with a lot of these things, if you do not love the core of what you do. It's why I've been reselling for so long. I mean, I think this month will be 3 years, 6 months I've been reselling. So, yeah, you know, the passion doesn't dwindle for the things you really love, but for some of the other stuff, it starts to dwindle over time. And you've got to make an informed decision on, you know, are you just stringing this along? Or is it something you really do want to do, and the fact that it's not working doesn't bother you too much because you can think, well, I'll just build more skills and get out there more and make it work. So, but I didn't have that desire. I didn't have that desire because it turned out after a few weeks, after 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I realised, okay, yeah, I thought it was for me, and then it wasn't for me. So, it's just funny how it works, but I love doing it, you know, I've loved doing it, and I love the time of doing it, and at least now I can say, you know, if I wanted to, you know, if I wanted to design a t-shirt, I could do a basic t-shirt design for someone, so it's given me a skill that I wouldn't have had otherwise, which is brilliant. So, and I love collecting skills. It's like, you know, like some people collect coins or like well, I collect hats, but you know, like some people collect different things, and really enjoy collecting them. I collect skills, you know, I like, oh, well, what new skill could I learn? Because it's like you're adding to yourself, you know, like you're adding these skills to yourself, and you're building your personal, you know, personal development wise, you know, you're building yourself, and it's brilliant, and I like learning the new skills to help other people as well. Like, if I, like, on many occasions, I've said to a few different resellers, YouTube resellers, do you want any thumbnails done? Because I'll happily do your thumbnails. No, I'm not going to charge for them or anything like that. I'm just quite happy to knock up a few thumbnails for you in Photoshop. I just love doing. I love gaining skills and then using them to give people, you know, a product or a service that they couldn't have done themselves. You know, they couldn't have made a thumbnail, or they couldn't have made this product, or, you know, for example, if I learnt knitting or whatever it may be, I'm just pulling something out of thin air. You know, if I learnt knitting, I could knit something, and then obviously if someone wanted something, you know, doing a scarf or whatever, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I could do that for them, and then that makes them happy, you see. So I like collecting skills not only for my own personal development and my own advances in terms of both monetary, monetary advances because my skills are getting better, and, just generally feeling a lot happier with my own set of skills, but also I do like helping other people, and I like, I just like seeing smiles on people's faces when they get something that maybe they couldn't have done, but I've managed to make happen for them, so, and I think that's nice, it's just nice to... It's nice to be that person who can fulfill someone else's wishes. That's like it's a humbling thing. It's a nice thing. It's a happy thing. It's a thing full of love. It's nice. Anyway, it doesn't look like we've got any more questions in the chat. Be good if you could do £5,000 plus week. Be good if I can do 5,000 plus next week before sales die down in January. Well, sales don't die down too much in January. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not like a real, it's a little bit of a dip in January, but sales are still generally good in January. I seem to do pretty well in January. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. I've done just over an hour. Thank you very much for everyone in the chat for joining me. Yeah, I'll leave it there, guys, and I will see you next week. As I say, there's one more song to come. And I'll try and do another video at some point as well. It's been quite nice the last week actually, because I've not done as many videos because I've already prepped the other videos that I was doing, so I've had a little bit of a break from YouTube, and it's nice to, this week all I've done is this Thursday Talks video, so it's nice to have that break, Anyway, leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, so see you very soon, guys.